That was St. Christopher, The Path That We Take. You can get that off his record, Last Chance at Freedom. And he'll be here tomorrow night at 1624 O Street. Yeah, we'll play some more St. Christopher as well, Mother Effin' Saints. But right now, we're committing heresy.
.3 KRNU Lincoln presents.
When light no longer rose to kiss me, I swore to tear heaven asunder, as flights of fallen angels wished me Godspeed on the devil's thunder.
Heresy.
KRNU.unl.edu and 90.3 FM. You're listening to Heresy, and that was the Browning, the new one from the Browning, Dragon, and they will be accompanied by 3 local bands, including one from Lincoln Propaganda and a couple from Omaha, one of them being Dawnbreaker. Off their new EP, Elements, here's Lost and Found.
Indie, alternative, and local music, 90.3 KRNU Lincoln.
So, that was Socello out of Omaha with Staff of Charon. Before that, Dawnbreaker, Lost and Found. And those 2 bands will be opening for the Browning, who you heard kicking off the Heresy show. You can see those bands in Omaha Friday night as part of the Browning tour. Later on the show, we have a ticket giveaway to a show that Singe is playing with. Come on, let me pull up my notes here. Oh, yes. It's the show Propane. Propane's going to be Omaha. Singe and Towering Rogue and Gutter Slut and Rose Garden Funeral will be there. So, studio line is 402-472-5768. Keep listening in for when I tell you to call in for a free pair of tickets to that. But for now, I am being joined by Nolan and Alex. Here, let me get your mic up there, Alex. Oh, I can extend right out. Just pull it right up to your face.
All right.
Yeah, you want to get personal with it. Of Relic, welcome to the studio, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, absolutely. You know,
Good to
we
be
just
here.
had you in here about a month back. You were about to play a show with Van Lade as well as Spellcasted, Garroted.
Spellcaster, yeah.
And yeah, I finally got those guys on the air too, dude.
Oh, yeah? You like them?
Oh, of course I love them. Yeah,
I
yeah.
love them. They're so good.
But here's the thing. Even if they're artists I don't like, if they're metal, I'll play them.
Gotcha.
Because that's what it's about. So, I mean, there are a bunch of artists I play here regularly that I really don't like, but I still play them. So,
Hey.
But, oh yeah, and we're leaving out Ezra, part of that show. But now, this time, we're talking about a show coming up, not only with Van Lade and Relic, but we have West Side Proletariat. Where's my page again? Blood Cow and Supermoon.
Supermoon.
Oh, yeah.
Supermoon, yeah. That's the band.
Sick.
Lucky thing is I have music from all those bands now.
Cool.
So we'll be sure to give the audience plenty of preview time for that. So, Relic, you guys, you have one studio track,
Yes.
and I've been playing it on the over the weeks for the past couple of months. Fair Possessor.
Yeah.
We're working on more right now. We've been recording, so hopefully next month or two we'll have a little EP out, 5 songs. Should be sick.
It's gonna be good, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So you're obviously the drummer for 2 bands that are already pretty well established, and then you just said, last time you mentioned that Relic is more of your fun band, but still, man, you guys are going to the studio. You have plans for this band.
Yeah. It's because I do have the front man in me. I've always been behind the drum set my whole life, and I have this really high-pitched man voice, so I might as well scream!
There you go. when I called you just about 20 minutes ago, I noticed, of course, that you have it as part of your voicemail greeting right at the end there. So if you listen to the voicemail I left, I started off by me attempting a power metal wail.
Can I play it live on air?
If you can find it, sure.
Oh,
but-
dude, hold on. I can have that up in 5 seconds. I got a notification for it. Let's see. All right, I'll hold it right up to the microphone.
Put it on speakerphone so we can hear it.
All right.
Oh, wait. No. Okay. You're going to want to pull it away from very quick because I think I cuss in the, in the voicemail. I call you a little S.
Let me see.
A little turd nugget.
Hold on.
That was me trying to do what you do.
Pull it back.
That was me trying to do what you do.
Oh, that
Exactly.
was not bad.
All right, pull back. I call him.
All right. Oh!
Yeah, I thought that was Nolan for a minute. That actually was really good.
Yeah, that was really good. That was a nice falsetto you have there, huh?
I-
Vibrato is also.
I probably can't do it on the spot though. I'm not that.
Has to be only for voicemails that you're leaving somebody. huh?
Right. When you don't expect it to be heard by other people.
Hey, some
except-
people wait until they get into the shower to sing their masterpieces.
20
You
minutes
leave
to warm up.
voicemails.
Exactly. Mine's voicemails while I'm taking a shower or whatever. So you were talking about when you met Alex. It goes along with how Van Lade started.
Not with Relic. How Relic started.
God. With how Relic started. I'm gonna be struggling with this because I'm
2
looking at
high-pitched screaming bands.
yeah, both got the power metal in them, and
Yeah.
So how Relic got started.
Okay. A long time ago, when I still had lived in Kansas, I came and played a show in Lincoln, and Alex had long black hair. Him and his cousin Arturo came out, and I had proceeded to get really drunk because I'm not from here, and so I was like, I'm gonna party, you know.
That's what we do.
We party, and then we play and stuff like that. And then I'm like I want to stay in Lincoln, but everyone's saying we got to go back to Beatrice because that's where everyone lived beforehand, except for our guitar player Zach, who just went back to Fremont. I think he lived at the point.
Mm-hmm.
But so I'm like, Alex is like, I'll go to a liquor store and we can get booze or something like that. And I was gonna party with him in his garage, and I gave him $5 to throw down on beer, and then. He just never shows up again. I was like, he just robbed me.
You guys disappeared. You guys.
Oh, okay.
you guys
Well,
went
I
out of
got
town.
wasted, and I was just like, I was robbed by that man. But then, like, he messages me on Facebook saying, I owe you $5. And it was like, okay. And then, like, 5 million years later, I move here to Lincoln, and Gorgatron from Fargo, North Dakota, they were coming through, and they're an excellent death metal band.
Oh, yeah.
But and Alex is at the show again this time, but he's got short hair, and I was like, I didn't even recognize him. And we were all like, after the show, we were all hanging out and stuff like that, and then like we go back to my house, and someone was like saying Alex is coming over. I was like, who the hell is Alex? And they're like, that one guy, or my guitar player Drew from Grow. He's like, it's that Mexican guy who robbed you at that show. And I was like, oh, that guy, why is he coming over? And we're all in the basement because we had to like down in the basement, you know. Yeah. And he comes down out of nowhere, and he's got a half gallon of Jack Daniels in his hand and something nice,
big old bag of
a nice green treat in his other hand, and the whole room just erupted. Ah! Holy moly! And the rest of the night, I remember like it was like 5:30 in the morning, and I'm like, Alex had disappeared, and we're like, where'd Alex go? His truck's just sitting out front, and we're all terrified because he's gone. And it's like he must have gotten so drunk that he went and wandered in the rail yard behind our house and maybe got ran over by a train or something, or was asleep in a parking lot or something. Turns out he was just like slumped up against a wall, sitting at a right angle, just dead to this world. And he just woke up and left.
I remember leaving that day, and like I think D was just hanging out on the porch, and I'm just like, all right, late, it's like nothing happened, all casual. Like,
what was funny is that after that, our guitar player Zach from Garota, those two just started partying over and over again.
oh yeah,
Which what? And then we ended up having a roommate move out, and we had him move in, and then the rest of it's history. I had some old coworkers, a coworker who had a drummer, and those guys were starting some band in the basement.
Oh yeah, that's how Relic started. It was Joel Bish from Feeder Gainer.
Yeah, and the Chris Miller band, a new band here in town.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
a nice doom band. You'll like them, I think, a lot.
Good. So, Relic, would you guys consider yourself a Kansas band?
No, there's only one member. Well, I mean, two Kansas natives, but one member lives in southern Kansas.
Yeah,
in
the bass player
Newton.
lives like
It's
in...
right by Wichita, only 16 miles from Wichita. Mm-hmm. And there's just so little to do in Newton other than like get drunk in your house or get a DUI because you're driving drunk. Like there's literally nothing to do, and there's lots of like meth users there, so it makes it like you don't want to go there at all. There's nothing to do there except for go out to eat or something, I guess. So all he does is leave town constantly. To the point where he even bought a brand new little baby SUV just so he can make his commute to Lincoln and back.
No, his truck blew up on the
Oh,
way
that's
to
right.
Kansas City.
On his way to hang out with us, his truck blew up, so he just went to a dealership and got started on the payments on a new car.
on the spot. God.
But yeah, he lives there. But then we got the drummer of Slutgutter and Y Incision, Tim Pavelka. He's the drummer. And then we got Alex and myself, and then Tent McTenter on bass. That's his name.
I was gonna say if you guys were like if you were a Kansas band, the only reason I asked is because Van Lade's a Kansas band.
Yes.
But still, you guys interact with Garroted, and they're primarily Beatrice, right?
No, Grove is very much Lincoln now because my two guitar players and I live in the same house, and then Beatrice we got our singer, and then Kansas City, Missouri we have our bass player.
Okay.
He just learns stuff so fast. He's just able to come over and have it ready.
See, I just think that that's playing in a band myself and how tough it was with my experiences with just getting people who lived in the same damn town as you to have their crap together. Mm-hmm. Yet you're working with three bands that just live all over the place, and is just
there's a level of professionalism.
I think sometimes it works better that way because like if you're just looking for people in your own town, it's like.
You kind of settle.
Yeah, you're settling.
You're settling for people who might not be too into it or have different tastes, and they'll give you the wrong vibe on certain stuff.
Me and Joel Bish, it was Joel Bish's idea to start this band, but I kind of went MIA on the band for a few months, and we had a few lineup changes, and when we were looking for a new bass player, I was like, well, I want Adam in the band as a new bass player, even though he lives in Wichita, just because I know he loves that style of music, and I know he'd be dedicated to it. Like he's like, I see him more than friends in Lincoln because he comes up and parties every weekend.
Every other
weekend.
Lives
4 hours away.
Yeah, seriously, he makes the trip constantly. If you check in on his Facebook every other Sunday, he's posting on my way back to Newton and like feeling like I want to die.
Yeah.
Or like hungover as hell,
Party
trying to
so
get back home before I. Or one time he was leaving when I was still in Kansas City last weekend. He posted a status like looking for a bridge to drive off of, feeling hungover.
Party with Nolan Weber.
Party with Nolan. He didn't even party with me. That's the best part.
Well, see that I think is there's something to say about that. You have guys that are willing to travel half hour, 4 hours.
I think not last weekend, 2 weekends. Yeah, last weekend Adam came up, drove over here to Lincoln. We practiced. The weekend before that, me and Tim drove up. He was in Kansas City with Van Lade. Me and Tim went down to Newton, and
Dude, I guess this dude does so much driving for us. You wouldn't even believe. I gotta tell him about on New Year's. I was in Minneapolis. These guys. Oops, sorry. These guys were apparently Adam had drove to Lincoln to party with Alex. Alex had heard from our good friend in Kansas City, Rager, that they needed to be in Kansas City. See what they do? They take Adam's truck all the way to Kansas City, and then they pick up Rager and go to Topeka. And so, in order for Adam to go home, he had to go from Topeka to Kansas City, which is 45 minutes. Then from Kansas City to Lincoln, which is 3.5 hours. And then from Lincoln to Wichita or Newton, which is 4.5 hours. And imagine the day after New Year's, how you're going to feel. It's like, he's like hungover, driving for 6.5 hours, or no, more than that, like 8-something hours straight.
I think we had a show like 3 days after, like 2 days
after,
so he had to come back to Lincoln. He's like, I need to go back to Wichita, get my life in order.
Right. He went back just to check on his dogs, who had like a family friend like staying with him or whatever, and like to like do some laundry and like take to shave and go to sleep for 8 hours, only to wake up, get ready again,
come back to Lincoln,
fly back to Lincoln.
Play a show.
Got work to do. We got rocking to do.
Wow.
Traveling is a big deal. I have to travel to Kansas City every other weekend for Van Lade, it feels like, just to record stupid things, just to rehearse this new song, just to do this. Or actually, most of the time it's play a show, because a lot of these big heavy metal bands are coming through, and it's like, dude, we have to like represent the Kansas City metal scene for like these speed, thrash, power metal bands, because nobody else is good is going to do it. And like they're just going to throw lame bands on the bill if we say no, and we might as well like let these bigger awesome bands that we like know that we exist by playing these shows without oversaturating the scene also, because I mean, try to keep it like less than a show every 2 weeks, or else I'm also grinding my gears on my car doing all this traveling. But whatever, maybe I should just follow the advice of Ted and just let it run to the ground and go straight to a dealership and be like, all right, get me set up with a car. That'd be really funny, though.
Well, you guys have that track "Fair Possessor." I've been playing on Heresy. The Heresy listener should be well acquainted with this track. Shall we play it?
Go for it.
All right, man. Here's Relic. Yeah, I'll do lots of shooting. I'm the next Columbine. Never mind. That was Fair Possessor by Relic, who have two members joining me in the studio, Alex and Nolan.
Hello.
So, you're recording that song.
Oh, I was telling him that when before we recorded that song, we had each done a Synodrex, a caffeine diet pill. They're so strong. They'll make your scalp tingle. They'll make your palms sweat. They are strong caffeine pills.
It's legal.
It is totally legal. You're supposed to do them before a pre-workout. It's a pre-workout pill. You're supposed to, it says on the thing, do this before an intense workout, like underlined and bold, intense. So I do that, and then I drink about 7 beers, and we're talking about how we need to record vocals. And I was like, oh my, I had better do this before I get drunk. And then I recorded all of that in the one take, and it came out all right. There are some flat parts and some drunk, like, stuff in it. But it turned out fine for me being pretty drunk and extremely caffeinated.
There you go. Well, I have to concur. And so this is Lincoln's first taste of Relic since Devil's Night.
Yes.
Which was, just the day before Halloween.
Yeah, it is. Mm-hmm. Well, we played one show at the Bourbon, but it was like a weekday.
That's right. It
I
was
don't
a really
even count
bad
that
show.
show. It was like just the bands are literally like.
Yeah, there was
I
a
don't
zero
know.
turnout.
I mean, we
Like to the point where I actually forgot about that
played
show.
our heart. We played our hearts out, but
Yeah, I know how that is.
it's
where-
just bad promotion. And
it's tough to change the attitude of a scene, you know.
yeah.
We ended up just hanging out with the haggard mess dudes the entire times and just doing poppers like crazy.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I think
funnier
the scene's been getting better since I moved here. Like I'm from Los Angeles originally. I moved here like about 5 years ago, and like we were saying earlier, that's how I met Nolan and all the dudes from Garroted. Like I just started going to all their shows. I think I met Drew first when he was working at Best Buy.
Mm-hmm.
And I just, he told me about Garroted and I started going to all the shows. And I mean, these guys, they kicked ass. They were like really heavy death, like not even in LA you find bands that good. And so I started going to their shows, and there was never that good turnouts. I think lately, this past year or two, there's been a lot better bands popping up, and just, I don't know, just you see people showing up, little by little. It's been getting a little better.
It also, it depends on the day of the week. Like just this past Sunday, there was a good lineup of bands, including Absence of Despair and Singe and the Hoodlums, and it's just very little turnout. Although the one with Van Lade and
that Garroted Van Lade show,
Spellcast,
dude, nobody was expecting that turnout.
Wasn't that a Sunday night?
Oh my, yeah, that was
What
Sunday, yeah.
happened, dude?
That was a holiday. That was also Mother's Day that day too.
Holy moly, you're right.
Was it Mother's Day?
Was that Mother's Day?
Yeah, it was Mother's Day.
Yeah,
I think it was like May 14th or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Something. All I know is like, yeah, it definitely was a holiday because I posted online. Like, this Mother's Day, come headbang or something like that.
Yeah.
Or something.
Everyone's like, bring your mom.
Yeah.
Bring your mom.
Wow. And that show
See what
had a
we do
great
with her.
turnout.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so much fun.
Yeah,
Spellcaster
nobody was
came to my
expecting
house
that kind of
afterwards.
turnout.
Oh, and those guys are really nice guys. I
yeah.
still stay in touch with them, and they dude, just every one of those bands was a machine, and
I was gonna say props to Alan Craig. He's been putting all these good shows at the Spigot. Like, he's been booking some crazy shows lately and
working his butt off.
Oh yeah,
doing a lot of good promotion too.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I don't know. You just don't find that in Lincoln, especially for the metal scene. So
yeah, it's good to have a guy like him around.
Oh
he works hard and he believes in.
I heard he used to book shows back in the day, before I lived here, and I heard the scene was like a lot better back then, but I guess he's been gone for a while. Now he's starting to do it again. So
he booked like Anal Blast's last tour or something.
Yeah,
that's
something like that.
A big deal.
It's getting like Mobile Death Cam. I think they're members from Gore.
Yeah, they have the what's his name? He used to be Beefcake.
Yeah,
he's the front man.
And then July 31st, he got a band from Alternative Tentacles coming through. It's like one of the guys from Dead Kennedys, I think.
Jello, Jello's other band or something like that. I don't know.
It's his label. He's getting some of those bands coming through town, so.
Well, I think that's a testament to Alan. Alan the ins and outs.
Whatever.
He's killing it. He's getting good shows.
But yeah, I was getting on someone. Oh, but yeah, that was just a night. It was a Sunday night, and how did we get people to come out? I don't know, but I mean,
because you bring killer heavy metal and you promote the heck out of it, and people might come out. You're on the air on the radio talking about if they didn't like the show, they can go see the naked ladies at the strip club across the way,
feeling their bullet holes. See how many fingers.
Yes, totally. Apparently, people went to the strip club first and saw that the B team ladies performing that evening. Because I was warning everyone about the bullet hole pregnancy scar ladies.
And this is true.
And they were like, oh my, we better get on over to the venue and check out Spellcaster instead of this. I don't know what happened. All I know is that was an extremely successful night, and we had everyone from Spellcaster stay at my house afterwards, and my guitar player from Garroted, Zach, had gotten so drunk that he had bought sub sandwich material that way he could eat lunch and mostly just lunch through the next 2 weeks. He was like meal prepping like crazy. He gave everything to them, dude.
There's breadcrumbs all over.
I'm talking like 2 or 3 loaves of French bread, like 2 packets of pepperoni, 3 pounds of Black Forest ham.
Wow.
I'm talking Gouda cheese slices, like 2 things of slices, and like bags of spinach and lettuce and every condiment a man could simply want on his sub sandwich. I won't even lie. Yes, I partook in the sub sandwich eating. I had a sub. If you have a blacked out drunk person waving his finger at you, saying, "Eat a sandwich," because if you're hungry and you're also a little drunk, you'd be like, "Get out of my way, then."
Don't hold me back. Well, yeah, it sounds like you guys really took care of the touring band there.
Oh yeah, we had a couple. We didn't have much alcohol for them. We had enough, a little bit. I mainly got. You
had like a. I don't know what kind
We
of
had like
tab you ran out. You were buying drinks for everybody. That
I ran a crazy tab considering that bands at the Spigot get half off on drinks, and they had a special that night, $2 drafts of Bud Light.
Mm-hmm.
So I was getting $1 beers, dollar beers, and I ran a $65 tab. And that's after like a $15 tab. That means I bought 55 beers, man.
Oh, they were doing like beer, dollar top boys, no?
They were just doing regular little lame cups of oh, what's this? Keep going.
So the Never-Ending Wail. Almost Never-Ending Wail. Yeah, is that a new song you guys are recording?
No, that's just like me just displaying the fact that I have quit smoking.
Yeah.
Very good.
I have 7
We
more
are
seconds to
recording
my
that song. But
We are recording that song.
Yeah.
It's not new. We've played
It's
it
not
every
new.
single time we've played.
Got a title for it yet?
No, I'm rewriting
gonna-
the lyrics
yeah.
after the show because I don't like them.
Okay.
It's supposed to
Nobody
be
likes them.
about something, and I don't want it to be about that anymore. It's going to be about something else.
Now, you guys said you had like a YouTube video.
Yeah. This
What
is
is
that
that?
song, actually.
What is
I don't
this?
hold the
What
scream
is
out
this?
as long because I was still vaping then.
Is that that one?
Yeah, that is it.
There's nothing wrong with saying it on the air.
Right.
Quit smoking, everybody. Come on, you'll be able to sing a lot better.
We'll go ahead and give that one a listen. And yeah, I already asked you that.
Oh,
Never
quality's
mind.
not too bad.
Can't wait to hear the studio version. And you're just now telling me that there's someone complaining that it's a weekend show.
Who does that?
Who does that? Someone on the event page is like saying they're unhappy that it's on the weekend.
Let's see how it is.
Oh, that's autoplay.
Let's see how it is. That's my saying.
Damn you, YouTube. All right. So when did you first start, experimenting with the power metal whales?
Oh, I've always had a high-pitched voice, and when I was really young, of course, I heard the Painkiller album by Judas Priest, and I was always familiar with Judas Priest and Iron Maiden and stuff, and they do that sometimes, the air raid siren, the ooh, starting at the bottom and working your way all the way up. And I always loved the way that sound, and then I just kind of started doing it when I was older, and then I at one point had moved down to southern Kansas, a block away from our bass player, and we had a Judas Priest tribute band for a little bit. And then I moved away again, and ever since then I kind of kept I liked singing. Like every time I'd party, I'd like to be that guy that's obnoxiously screaming for no reason and stuff. And now it's turned into I quit smoking so that I can sing and have a better voice.
Now, in your other band, Vanley, do you also do any backup, power metal stuff?
Yes, I do. And as a matter of fact, on our an EP that we were recording, I can't give any of the song titles out. I will say that we are doing a cover of a Judas Priest song, Because we all got to pick a song plus one extra. Every member got to pick one, then we all decided on one together. And I picked a Judas Priest song, and we were supposed to have the singer from California do it, and he's a big name dude, and we thought it'd be cool if he'd be on it, and he said he would be able to. In the last minute, he dropped off, so my singer of Vanley goes, "Hey, I think I have another singer I'd like to do the backup vocals for this Priest cover that we're going to do." I was like, "Who?" And he goes, "Nolan Webster of Relic." And I was like, "Oh my, I'd be happy to." And it was easy, and it's fun. I have a high-pitched voice. I might as well not make fun of the fact that I talk like this all the time. I sound like Mickey Mouse and SpongeBob when I laugh.
Come on.
I do, though. Like, that's my laugh. It stinks. But
I think it has character.
No, it doesn't. It's horrible. It, like, beats your eardrums. But I might as well use my extremely loud, shrilly voice to be as a siren to everyone. I want to melt your brain with my screams. That's what I want to do. And now that I can hold my screams out longer, I can damage your brain even longer, and that's what matters to me.
I'm okay with brain damage, man. Damage away.
Badass.
Damage away. Just kill it off.
Yeah, man.
No, that's cool though, dude. One of the other bands that is part of this monumental bill, I can't say this lineup enough. Blood Cow, Vanlade, Supermoon, Relic.
Supermoon.
And I did say Supermoon.
Say it again, though. Supermoon. We haven't played with Supermoon in a long time. We ain't seen Supermoon.
We played our very first show.
Our very first show ever was a Supermoon. Supermoon rules. We want Supermoon.
It was Supermoon and Vanlade was Relic's third
band of the night. Third band of the night.
Well, we'll go ahead and play Supermoon then, and
High Priest.
Okay?
I'll make a request.
Yeah, your request will be granted. Let me. Crap. This is what happens when you have Polish heritage like I do.
You get defeated really quickly.
You forget how to
drop your guns in battle.
You forget how to. Oh, come. Hey, wait a minute. Remind me they were riding on horses fighting who in World War II?
The Germans? I don't know.
Yeah, they were.
Are you fighting me right now?
No. Oh, my reference went over.
Sorry, it went in my head. Yeah.
High Priest by Supermoon.
Get it.
Relinquish your life to the moon dust. Let it take over your whole being.
I like this new generation of music. Mother of God, it's all toilet sounds.
Harrison on KRNU.
Aeons of Madness by Van Lade.
Sick!
With a little help there from the men of Relic.
Relicman. We prefer to be called
Relicman.
Relicman.
Consider it done. Relicman. So you guys are part of that heavy, red-hot show with Blood Cow, Supermoon, West Side Proletariat. And
Yes,
like
sir.
I just said Van Lade. And
I don't think I've even mentioned the fact. Oh my God. The drummer of Relic, it's his birthday today. Happy birthday, Chimba Joka.
Oh,
happy birthday
to you.
Happy birthday. All right, whatever. We're adults. We don't have to sing it.
normally I play the Death Clock birthday Death Day song.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't like Death Clock. He doesn't like Death Clock.
That's cool.
Really?
That's cool. I'm trying.
I think actually it's me that doesn't like Death Clock.
Oh,
We're getting drunk later.
Just kidding. Yeah. Hey, we're gonna drink a liter of rum with you later, Tim.
I know you're probably listening. We're gonna.
He's not listening. He said he was so sad at work earlier. He's just acting like a sad man.
Oh, he's crying.
He was literally like sobbing at work. It was really pathetic. I tried to Snapchat it, but I couldn't.
That was pretty funny.
Why was the crown?
Because he's 27 years old now, and he's still very, very alone.
He's going through a.
He's going through his midlife crisis.
Early midlife crisis.
You mean you're free as a bird? That's what that is. You're not tethered, dude. Yeah, that's what that means.
He's just a bird that don't know where to fly. I know. We're just kidding.
You're getting drunk as shit.
We'll drink with you, Tim. But it's actually not only it's not just Tim's birthday. It is also my birthday, June 20th. So
it's my grandma's birthday today
and it
too.
is
Actually,
his
rest in peace.
It's his dead grandmother's birthday. But it's my birthday on Monday, so we're celebrating my birthday this weekend. And I hope that they have the $1 Bud Lights for the band members still, because I plan on running another $65 tab.
What, Saturday? He said he's gonna do $2 tall boys.
$2 tall boys?
That's what it was last time.
No, that really?
I think so.
Well, it looks like I'm spending
$40
$40
We're getting
then.
drunk.
We're gonna turn up a little bit. I mean, it's everyone's birthday party, and we plan on having a big old after party at my house. Select people. can come.
Everybody.
Okay, everybody.
Everybody.
Can come. Everybody can
Everybody.
come. Everybody can come to my house afterwards, but you have to bring a spare liver and some gumption.
A bunch of drugs.
No. Don't bring that. We keep a clean house.
Hey, alcohol's a drug.
Okay.
Oh well, then don't bring that either. Actually, everyone come over for dinner after the show. I plan on making a nice
son.
A nice feta cheese lasagna.
Fettuccine lasagna for everybody. We're gonna have a nice dinner party. Maybe a glass of wine or two. That's it. For the antioxidants.
Are you gonna be holding your glass like this? You know, the
Like
palm.
a snifter.
Divine.
I've always
Somebody
wanted
asked.
to do
Simply
that.
divine, yes.
If I was going to get a mansion and just throw a party where everyone has like fancy glasses, but there's Miller High Life in them, that'll be cool.
I think I've done that before. I'm drinking beer out of a wine glass.
Really?
I know for a fact I have.
You gotta drink
didn't
malt
feel
liquor
like-
out of it though.
I just didn't want to like wash a glass, so I just grabbed a wine glass and I poured a beer in there.
And why wouldn't you? Wine glasses are meant for drinking.
Right.
Get drunk.
Yeah, it's a nice thin
Yeah, drink
glass.
somehow.
I think it's only those debonair types that are like, "What are you doing drinking beer with?" Or you're drinking beer in a glass, and why do you have ice in it? What? It's to keep it cool. Duh. Well, why don't you just freeze the glass? Same effect.
Actually, why don't you just chug that beer so it doesn't get warm?
Hey-o.
So
Yeah, but it is both of our birthday weekend. Back on the topic, it is our birthday weekend, and we plan on having a lot of fun. And we want all of our friends to be there to celebrate our birthday with us and to see us rock. There's nothing.
This show's been put together since like February, and it's just gotten
My
better
dad
and better.
my dad just says, "Listen to Nolan now. He is on the radio, and he's linking my family to it." Hello, Marty, the Rib Moderator Weber in Hanover, Kansas. Alex Moran says hey too.
no kidding, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah,
thanks
we
for
got
getting these guys to tune in.
Hey,
yeah.
Facebook man, you gotta get them in, reel them in.
Let them know. Hey, yeah, this is Heresy. It's on every Wednesday nights at 6, and unless we're being stomped on by sports.
90.3.
Sports.
That scared me, dude. That actually startled me a bit.
Dude, his dad has the loudest surround. I don't know what to call it. Surround sound, whatever.
It's not surround sound. He just has like a
He
screen.
just has 1,000 speakers in
us.
his house. Like we're jamming, I think 2112 last time. The first time I went there, and it was like
It's so loud you can't even hear yourself think.
he literally has like arena speakers mounted on the wall,
Yeah, dude,
It's
he's not even
just-
kidding. Like he could power a small festival, and this stuff is just mounted up in his living room.
When I saw them, before I heard them, when I saw them, I was like, okay, they're gonna be loud, but they're gonna be like muddy and just it's gonna sound too, the acoustics are gonna be all good. No, it sounds like clear as hell.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't expecting that. Like I don't know. I never heard anything like that. I won't go back to Hanover.
Yeah, dude. One time I was just chilling. It was like 4th of July, and my stepmom had food poisoning and was in her bedroom sleeping, which was right next to our living room where all the crazy amplifier stuff is at. And my dad, my friend, and I, we just proceeded to be drinking and having a good long night of that. And my dad likes his music so loud that you can't have a conversation. I don't know. It's pretty funny.
You gotta learn how to lip
It
read
was
in
so loud that I saw a bookshelf fall almost to the ground, and then go right back up against the wall.
What pushed it back up?
There's a song by Judas Priest called "Hard as Iron," and at one point Rob Halford goes "Earthquakes," and it does a sample, and right when the explosion sample happened, the bookshelf
Those frequencies,
leaned forward and then went back. Like I thought that whole bookshelf was just gonna fall on its face, but it didn't.
What pushed it back though?
It's an old foundation of an old house in the middle of the country. It's basically a.
It's just the frequencies from that song and how loud it is.
Well, I know what pushed it forward, but what kept it from going all the way forward?
I don't know. Maybe the weight shifted back. Maybe something there had fallen backwards or something. I have no clue. All I know is that I saw it happen. It happened. I wasn't even I was probably only 6 out of 10. The
priest has spoken.
The priest's spoken, and it almost knocked my dad's bookcase over. And my stepmom was angry. She did try to leave that night out of anger. And my dad had to stop her and be like, "We won't play music that loud anymore. I can't even hear you because I'm deaf." She had food poisoning. Was trying to rest in her room and stuff. And we're just like, "It's 4th of July, and we're trying to turn up."
Speaking of turning up.
Turn it up.
They really just turned up the shows. I'm almost overwhelmed with the shows that we have coming up, specifically this weekend. It all starts tomorrow night. So, if you haven't heard, tomorrow night, St. Christopher is kicking it off. The guy from the Motherfuck'n Saints. If you have not seen the spectacle that is a St. Christopher show, you lack a reason to actually feel perhaps Nebraska proud. I mean, yeah, the guy is a performer in every sense. His brother Ben is also a talented musician. He's going to be joining us in just a few minutes here. 1624 O Street. They're being accompanied by Havesies on a Bastard and the In-Betweens, and so we have that going on. And if you're just a little or want something just a little heavier. Same night that's going on at 136 North 14th Street. It's a 21 and up show. Ezra and Created to Kill. Created to Kill is a death metal band out of Kentucky. And that's at 9 p.m. But I strongly urge you to come see St. Christopher. I mean, you don't know if you thought Charlie Daniels was intense. This guy kicks it in the balls. So
heck, I might be there. Who knows?
Yeah, it's at the 1624.
So the Spigot.
Yeah.
At the Spigot?
We're not supposed to say that on the air,
but sorry about that.
It's an FCC thing. That's why I keep saying the addresses.
Yeah, got you.
It's a rule. Do I think it's a silly rule?
17th and O, man. That's where all these
17th and O. 17th and O. You get to 17th and O, you'll see us standing outside.
Across the street from all those
bullet hole riddled strippers.
Douchebag motorcyclists.
Okay, yeah, they could be.
That's where they like to park. I noticed.
That is where they like to park, but they're not.
I was just there last night. Yeah, I was just there last night with Tim and Alan, and
you weren't having a good time.
Oh yeah, we got drunk.
You did have a good time.
Oh yeah, we're playing pool,
you had a great
darts,
time.
all that.
Let's do that again tonight.
I'll hit up. Yeah, see what time's getting off.
Tim?
And Cody, the sound guy, it was with Alan.
Cody Heinke. Shout out to Cody Heinke, dude. You are up and coming favorite sound guy of the Midwest of Nebraska right now. He does a really, really, really good job of lights, and my biggest issue with the monitors, it only matters with my death metal band, is I need my triggers loud enough. The dude rocks.
Cody does good work.
He knows what he's doing.
And it seems like a lot of people are starting to notice it now. I know he's been about 2 years or so since I've noticed him working at the Bourbon here and there and doing that. And now it's people are starting to say dude, that curly-headed skinny guy who does sound, we like him. Sean Joyce always does amazing. He's already got a name for himself. If you see Sean Joyce behind the board, you know you're going to sound good, especially if you're a metal band. However, it's good to know that there's someone else out there that's doing this, that's trying to do the same.
Absolutely, can't have too many of those guys. So
sound guys, no.
There's there's no such thing as having too many of them. You know what? Jesse at the same venue, he's starting to pick it up, and he's not doing bad. I mean, I'll
What's
say
his last name?
Jesse Baumberger. He's doing the sound there too, and
That
he's
sounds familiar.
That does sound very familiar.
he
Is he in any
usually
bands?
does the door. He's the redheaded guy with the redheaded beard. He used to play in Moltron, and he's gonna be.
Yes, yeah, that's probably.
Never seen Moltron.
Oh, that's the other thing.
Never heard of
That's
him.
who I'm forgetting.
Yeah,
from.
get back in your shows. What shows we got coming up?
Yeah, well, I forgot to mention he has his own solo thing going on, that Bastard Baumberger, and he's going to be part of the St. Christopher show tomorrow night too.
Oh,
so,
right on.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
he's
can he
been
hit
taking
tomorrow?
over some sound duties too, and you know what? He's doing good. I mean, sure, he's not to the level where it's just like perfect, but I mean, especially when you consider he just picked it up like 3 weeks ago. You're like, oh
damn.
dude, you got nothing to worry about.
We
You're
had
doing-
like the worst sound guy in Kansas City of all places. Like, we couldn't hear anything.
Oh, that stinks because that guy's a friend of mine. Let's not say his name. Of course, we're not supposed to.
God.
That guy did not do a good job, though. You're
That's
right.
pretty
I will tell you right now, that guy did a wretched job. Everyone sounded bad that
What
night.
sound guy come to Lincoln, Nebraska?
You want a sound guy? You come on up. Come on down to Lincoln, Nebraska.
Yeah. The Browning is coming to Omaha this Friday, June 17th. They're going to be with Bermuda, Fire from the Gods, Omaha band Socello, Dawnbreaker, who they tell me they have some members who live here, some in Iowa. Don't want to know if they, or don't know if I want to say if they're in Nebraska or Iowa. But either way, Dawnbreaker is Socello, who you just heard earlier in the show, and Propagander, who I am chomping at the bit to get some studio stuff from those guys. So
I know I work with one of those guys from Propagander. Lincoln.
Which one?
I forgot his name. I don't know his name, but I know I work with one of those guys.
He's gonna hook you up. He's gonna hook you up with some propaganda.
Propagander.
Gander. It's like propaganda and.
Oh, I've been in
peace.
touch with those guys. They just don't have the studio stuff just yet.
I know he's the guitarist. I think I just never go talk to him or nothing. 'Cause,
Okay,
you know
yeah,
you're
him.
in work mode all the time, but.
Yeah. Well, they're going to be at South 72nd Street, or 320 South 72nd Street. That's the, well, this isn't really what it's called, but it's the Watch Out Lounge. Now you know now you know which venue I'm talking about. All ages show.
Oh, look.
$13 in advance. You can get tickets from Dawnbreaker, Socello, or Propagander. Help those guys sell some tickets because, that's one of those schemes that they have to put up with. Also Friday in Omaha, Riff Lord, Low D, Till Hell, and Rift. And, that's a 9 p.m. show at 3012 North 102nd Street. And then Saturday, June 18th, here it is, fellas. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. Blood Cow, Van Late, Supermoon, Relic, Westside Proletariat. That is a lineup that you want to talk about a lineup that will turn your armpit hair gray when you're done with it. 7 p.m. show at 1624 O Street, and So Sunday, June 19th, Psychroptic, Parasitical, Autopsic, Azimuth, and Obesity at the Watch Out Lounge in Omaha. All ages show. Doors 6 p.m. $12 in advance. Next Wednesday, Propane hits Omaha with Singe, Towering Rogue, and Gutter Slut, and Rose Garden Funeral. Once again, Watch Out Lounge. Watch out! That's not what it's really called. All ages show, $13 in advance. But if you keep listening in, you can win a pair of tickets for free. I'll give you that. I'll let you know when you can call in. Once again, that hotline number the studio line is 402-472-5768. And then Sunday, June 26th, Earth Groans, A Different Breed, and Dawnbreaker at 1239 South 14th Street in Lincoln. 7 p.m. show, $5. And then, hey, we have another Metal Monday show on June 27th. Which one is this? Metal Monday 5? 6? I think it's 5. Autopsic, Blood Rail, Relentless Approach, 9 p.m. show. It's 21 and up, but it's a free show! Free! Free show, guys. Yeah. So,
Right.
and, let me just go ahead and quit this stuff. Not Men of Relic. Relicmen!
Relicman.
You have any others to add?
I'm trying to look. I'm going through mine right now, and I know that I have Van Lade and Garroted will be playing the Locals Only 4 festival.
Next weekend, huh?
It's next weekend in Topeka, and I cannot wait for that show because I've been friends with this drummer Kyle Christman, who's a really good drummer, death metal drummer, and he's in the band Gorgasm. Really funny band name, but they are sick. They are slamming technical death metal. We're playing that, and I cannot wait. It is going to be the best time ever. And I am just so stoked. I cannot even believe it.
It's not like a 2-day thing.
It is a 2-day thing. We are playing the first day. And I don't know. I believe we will be staying for both days. Why wouldn't we? Bleed the Victim is playing the same days as Bleed the Victim. If you haven't heard Bleed the Victim from
sure, yeah, those guys.
Bleed the Victim from Topeka, Kansas. Not re-thrash, good thrash. Not just Exodus Testament worship. This is like good. They're kind of technical. I don't call them death metal at all, but they are like technical good thrash. The drummer's so good. I've watched those guys. It's silly because I Unmerciful from Topeka. We played their comeback show with them 4 years ago, and that was Bleed the Victim's first. Yeah, James King. Shout out James King.
Oh boy.
It was Bleed the Victim's like first year of playing, and they were all so young, and they still had baby fat on them, and they couldn't even grow a mustache at the point. It was hilarious, and they still had like their hair was just like so short they couldn't even get a ponytail almost. And now they're all long-haired, hairy men. Same lineup too. It's crazy to see like people grow up and like the band actually get like, because I remember not liking them too much when I first heard them, but later on, like especially I hung out with them just a couple of weekends. Memorial Day weekend I was hanging out with old Bleed the Victim at their house, and dude, they're great. They're fantastic. And same with Moonsick. They share a lot of same members, and Socrates Lardoon, coolest person alive. Shout out.
So you guys have this show coming up this Saturday. No, it's
this
Saturday.
This Saturday and the next Saturday.
Yeah.
The next Saturday is like Garroted one that took
Garroted and Van Laded to be good.
Right.
Van is playing too.
Yeah, they one of those bands is West Side Proletariat, who we're starting to play right now. Have you guys played with them before?
No, I've only seen live videos of them on YouTube, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard them before.
Is this them?
This is them. They're about to like kick it into gear here too.
All right, kick it up. Turn it up.
Check it out, guys.
Shall suffer big time.
Heresy. Go ahead.
I don't love it. I don't hate it. I just think they're really neat, and I need to hear more. I've seen some videos of them, and I thought they were more like Doom-ish, and this is completely different. It almost reminds me of Primus a bit.
Yeah.
Like really erratic and like funny vocals almost, and the bass playing is also pretty good and stuff. Like, okay, like so I'm over here maybe a little blown away myself. Who the heck is Blood Cow, and what are we in for?
Straight out of Council Bluffs, and that means you're a virgin. I lost my. I was deflowered last summer when I saw them play with the Dead Echoes and a couple of other bands.
I heard it was a good show.
Oh, I've never saw anything like it. You want to talk about chaos personified physically?
Right.
That is Blood Cow. I mean, they admit they just go up there and they're drunk, but you know. Typically, when they're drunk and they try to perform, they just suck.
Oh me, me, right here, raising my hand.
Not these guys. It really they know how to. I guess they know how to control their drink, and they know how to coordinate it.
Man, I learned at a young age that I simply can't do it. I have to be pretty sober. Oh, well, like when I was playing polka, I guess I could drink a lot of liters of beer beforehand, but that's because I was completely miserable the entire time. But other than that, I like to take everything a little seriously. I might be a little baked here and there, but I will not be drunk. I can't do that. I refuse 100% to do that.
Well, I commonly call scummer. I call them coordinated chaos.
Yes, they
just
are.
with their music, but these guys are like the physical version of it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, with their stage show, yeah. And I remember I walked up and I walked up to Rich and I just had my mouth gaping open. I didn't say anything. He's just like, yep, that's Blood Cow. I was like, holy mother.
All right. I'm ready. I can't wait. Alan said this is a great band. He wants to make this a good show, and we got some good bands on it. We want to represent Lincoln again.
This is a heavyweight lineup, dude, that Alan set up. But yeah, the song was called, I actually played two from them. That was Daddy and Mommy. You can get both of those off their album Kill Bodies, which came out in 2003. They have another one, more recent one out there, Crystals and Lasers, that's what it's called. Before that was West Side Proletariat, Waste of Time, and where the hell is Alex? Tell him to get his... Just a second.
All right.
Oh, he's talking to Ben. And we'll have Ben Webster coming in. Hey, Alex!
Ben Webster will be in just a moment. Alex is outside speaking with him. Alex has had some drinks today already.
Is this true? Is this... Oh, yeah. Ben's...
Alex had a couple of drinks before we got here, so he's feeling a little social.
True, Alex?
Perhaps.
How dare you?
Oh, like he's some angel. I had a 40 of Miller High Life myself.
What am I gonna do? Go in there sober?
Well, I knew if I came here without a little alcohol buzz that I'd be cursing a bit too much, and therefore I'm nice and even-minded.
Some beers in me, get some saw in me.
You got some pizza. He's got some beers. If anything, I think he looks like he needs a couple more slices and perhaps a couple more beers.
Oh, we're shutting her down today. We're going to...
We're shutting what down?
We're shutting her down.
Shutting down our...
Big Sal's or...
Oh, Big Sal's?
Rourke, something.
Big Sal's. Really good pizza here in town. You ever go there?
I should try it.
You've never been there?
Never been there.
Oh, it's actually really good.
I'm a square when it comes to trying out that, trying out that.
All right, but like, you know,
I ain't done nothing with that cultured stuff.
They're really good, though.
If you like
I think
pizza,
it's the best pizza. I think it's the best pizza in town too.
Cream cheese and pep. Can't go wrong.
Do you ever go put cream cheese as a topping on your pizza?
I've had it on my pizza. For me, it's a mood thing.
So. What? Like
it's
whenever you feel like being fat, you have some.
Exactly.
You probably never feel fat, so maybe you never have.
Hey.
He's a really slender guy. I'm just giving you a heck.
No, I'll take that. Yeah, I'm a skinny dude, but dude, you just missed out on one of the bands that you guys are gonna be playing with. Oh yeah, Blood Cow
sounds pretty interesting.
Oh, I've heard tons of Blood Cow, dude. Me and Alan get drunk. Yeah, me and Alan get drunk as hell, and like we've been jamming that nonstop. Like, the first time he showed me them was.
In that case, this guy is not a virgin. He knows.
Oh no, dude.
He knows.
I'm
very loose.
I've seen their YouTube
very
videos
loose.
For probably like 3 of them.
That doesn't count.
Why does his count? He's heard probably the same 3 videos over and over again.
Wait.
I'm just kidding.
Good argument. Good argument.
Oh yeah, we get drunk all the time, and Alan just started throwing on Blood Cow. And even before the show was, actually, this whole show was. We went close like to February when this whole show was booked. It was me, Alan, Tim, and you and Adam. We're partying in KC, I think at Shelby's house or whatever.
Yeah. He started blasting Blood Cow.
Yeah, we're all hungover one day, Sunday morning most likely, and he's like, "Oh, check out Blood Cow," and I'm like, "Dude, like, these guys, they kick ass. Like, get a show with, get them booked." And I guess they only do like one show every other month or something like that. It's like, well, I can't come till 5-6 months out. Get us on it, and
right.
Fine, we've been waiting for this for like since February. So.
Oh, before last year, I hadn't really heard much about them, and you're exactly right. They don't play a lot of shows.
Yeah.
And I don't know. For me, when I played in band, that didn't work out well. It was when I played often that I was better performing live. Yeah. These guys, I don't know. I guess they're the other way around because when I saw them, I mean, it was a firecracker. It was, and then.
Did you see Blood Cow?
Yeah, a year ago I saw him.
Okay, never mind. I know they played. I know they just had a show with Supermoon like 2 months ago in Omaha.
Yeah.
I think I can't say the venue, but yeah, they had a show with them a couple months ago, and like I said, Relic's first show was Supermoon and Van. It was Relic, Supermoon, and Van Lade. No, here we are all together with West Side.
Dude, that is one hell of a lineup. You guys are playing this Saturday at 1624 O Street. And
sick.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I don't think I've seen a lineup like that played at that venue since, Spellcaster came through.
Yeah.
And
Spellcaster, man.
So
good night.
Well, we're going to have Ben come. Oh, I didn't mean to cut you off there, man.
I was just saying, it's going to be a good night.
Yeah, I really hope for a big turnout, dude. So
I hope so, too.
I just want to point out, I've been drinking this Coke for like 2 hours, and I just noticed it would be in Spanish. They put like words on there now.
What does it say?
Es mi fiesta. She is my party.
She is my party?
Yeah, she's my party. Hopefully.
Is that a female Coca-Cola?
I don't know. I hope it's good. I'm gonna find me a little white girl.
A little.
Hey,
good omen.
You're gonna find a white girl using product placement.
What's the matter with you? Well, we're gonna get Ben Webster in here, and for the time being, go ahead and call that studio number Number is 402-472-5768. That's your for a couple pair of tickets to Propane. Next Wednesday, they're going to be with Singe, Towering Rogue, and Gutter Slut and Rose Garden Funeral. $13 advance, but you can get them for free if you call that number right now. In the meantime, let's go ahead and play. Yeah, let's just go ahead and warm us up with some old Mother Effin' Saints. Yeah, let me just go to like a quick break here while I set up because I forgot how to do my job.
Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. 90.3 KRNU Lincoln.
Excuse me, miss. Who is this donation for?
This donation goes to the Children's Miracle Network Hospital to help children who are ill.
Oh, I'm ill. I want to donate to myself.
Your donation means a lot to the kids in need at the Children's Miracle Network Hospital. And if donation isn't enough for you, we have a dance marathon. They dance for those who can't by staying on their feet for 24 hours. And you can do it too. For more information, visit www.dm.unl.edu.
So,
okay, all right.
So, yeah, it's whether or not you want to wear the headphones or have them off. Go ahead and give me a sound check there. Yes, we're doing the sound check now.
One more time. Yeah, that'll work.
You're good.
Excellent.
Right. Ben Webster of the Mother Effin' Saints going to be playing.
Woo! Ben Webster. Nolan Weber and Ben Webster. Two last names. Come on.
That's quite a welcome. Thank you, gentlemen.
I don't get what you're trying to get at here, Nolan.
We have similar last names.
Oh, definitely.
Oh.
Webster Weber.
Webster Webb.
That's the new project you guys are working on now.
Don't get caught in the web.
Oh. You know, I used to joke if there were two other Joes here, we'd be the three of me Joes. Oh.
Don't leave a bruise on my knee.
Oh, that slaps me on the knee. So, Ben, it's good to finally get you in the studio. Your brother's coming to town tomorrow night. You guys are going to be playing 1624 O Street. And we're not just going to be playing some St. Christopher stuff. We're going to be playing, you guys are going to be playing, from what I hear, a lot of Mother Effin' Saints stuff, too, dude.
You're
getting a fist pump out of Alex here.
I know it, Alex. Yeah, Alex has got me stirred up. I'm ready to play tonight now. So, yeah, we've been bringing rolling a lot of that back out. And when Sid came back in the band, or when Sid got back with, started playing out with Chris, we realized, wow, this is quite an amazing sound. And she's excellent on bass. I'm like, yeah. So it just filled out the songs more. So we started going back, and we've been getting longer sets too, And when Chris was like, hey, if we got longer sets, then we just divide them in half. We just play his songs, which a lot of those are, we already worked on together anyway. And of course, all the Saint songs, we played those once or twice. So, so we're already practiced up on those. So,
and Sid is fighting through she's fighting through cancer right now, and she's still.
Oh yeah,
shows,
she's ready to go. She couldn't be any more ready. So, yep.
That's really good, and that's I was talking to your brother about that last week, and actually, I played the interview on the air last week, and they sound like they're in high spirits about it.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Definitely, it's that's tough financial times for them to medical bills are expensive and
healthcare. But in the end, I mean that's therapy, and she's gonna beat that, and it's therapy to be up on a stage. We all know that to play, so yeah, full speed ahead.
The first time I saw St. Christopher, I was originally there to show up for a band out of Kearney, Slant Piece. And
good friends of ours and excellent musicians.
I agree. And before that, I had only talked to them over the internet and that kind of thing. So I wanted to go see them in person and talk to them. And I had no idea what I was in for with that St. Chris. Didn't you play that show with him?
Remind me.
It was at the let me just go ahead and say it, Zubar. We're not supposed to say venue names on the air.
That's all right. I mean, that is, how can you not say that here in town? I mean, if there's iconic bar.
Across the street from Jake's. Oh, no.
And it may have been, was that for the CD release, maybe, Chris?
I believe so. It was before he had Let This Kill Me.
Really?
Yeah. So it was last summer. It was last summer.
Was it? Okay, I was there then. Yep. That's probably where you got the first. Yeah, if you hadn't saw us to play together, man, that was it. So.
And then you guys, of course, the Mother Effin' Saints was just a whole different. Yeah, you're getting that tubular.
I know Alex. I'll tell you what, man. He is. Yeah. He's getting me pumped up here. So.
He's a big Saints fan, I could tell. And you guys were here just about 5 months ago, and of course, same intensity except just more molten anger. That's what you get with the Mother Effin' Saints. I got done playing America Inc. So, and that's off of your first album. Isn't that your first album?
That you know what? Honestly, Joe, that would have been the last one that we've done up until this point. But I mean, they could all kind of run together, honestly. You know what I mean? So sometimes the recording sounds different, but yeah, I mean, they were all pretty much straightforward, man. It was rock and roll straight ahead.
So you and your brother, you're from Malcolm, Nebraska, right?
Yes.
And the household, you guys had a dad who raised you around a whole lot of music.
Correct.
Tell me how that evolved into you guys just saying we're going to be the Mother Effin' Saints and what you guys were going to do.
I'll try to abridge it. I'll try to make it short. I mean, where we grew up is in cornfield, and that's dirt roads, and that's where we were. So it was music. It was If You Want Blood, You Got It by AC/DC. You hear that live. That was one of the first live records, that spoke to me, obviously. And I had an older brother who was into music, and so he starts bringing home, Master of Puppets. And at that time, he starts bringing home Slayer and all this stuff. And, already you feel like there you are out in the middle of nowhere anyway. And music is, and still to this day, there is no medium like it that speaks to myself. And Chris would say the same thing. And, we were out there, we built like a fake, PA out of speakers, and we crank Decade of Aggression by, the Slayer. Absolutely an iconic live and metal album. And we'd act like we're playing instruments, and so you're talking, this is 1991, and there were kids at the time doing that. And Chris got a guitar at 16 and relentlessly practiced. And I made an attempt to go to college, and basically what I did with my college loan is I showed up for a couple classes, and then I promptly ordered a Pearl drum set, which is the same one I play on to this day. And, we practiced, and, till we had blisters, we practiced all hours of the day and night, and, it became what it was. And yeah, here, honestly, that's really, it's not much more complicated than that. Kind of always kept it that way, man. It's simple, so.
And one thing I noticed with the Saints is you did not only just your hardcore, and like I was telling Nolan earlier, is I still think when somebody says hardcore, I instantly just think hardcore punk, So for some reason now it has a different meaning these days, but whatever.
Sure.
But you guys did your hardcore punk metal kind of furious sound, but you guys also did kind of like you did some punk, but you did some quieter stuff too, where it was just some blue collar rock, and you guys kind of welded it in there. It was really interesting hearing the Mother Effin' Saints.
Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. Again, you're a fan of music, so you kind of get that. Whether right down to it, I love double bass. That's a product of metal. I'll speak for myself the way I play, or you're going to hear straightforward. You're not going to hear a lot of fills. That sounds like Dead Kennedys, where it's just kill, kill, kill the port. That's in there. And I think you're also going to hear a lot of stuff that, honestly, you'll hear a lot of rhythm from anything, and that could go with, the straightforward. If you think of old country music, you think of a kick drum just constantly, in the background hitting. And I'm speaking for myself. I know that's where you're going to hear a lot of influences, but in the end, it's, to get behind the drums and to feel a kick drum in your chest at a concert, there's no equivalent. And the same thing for me when my brother plugs into a stack of amps, when it finally hits that jack, and then it's that feedback, and it's that first, strum those chords, and everybody's like, oh, okay, good. We got the hairs on our arms are sticking up. We're ready to go. That's in the end what you live for. So there are those elements in there. And I think as far as Chris's songwriting, definitely, when you look at that could be compared to, a lot of things, but as far as a songwriter, that's where you have the influence of, say, like Hank Williams Sr. and that, where there was a focus of songwriting was taken, at to a to its highest. Hank Williams looked at himself as like a great songwriter, and I think if you ask Chris, he's like that's one of his focuses is to be a great songwriter. But I mean, again, I still wouldn't trade his guitar tone for anything either. You know what I mean? But that's where that focus comes from. I think you hear it stray into different areas, but in the end, all we really know how to do is go out there and be straightforward and loud. I mean, that's what we live for. So in the end, I think that's the end product. But I think you do hear some of those other influences come through. So not to be long-winded, but
no. Well, I asked you a question and you gave me the answer.
Yeah,
so,
man.
I'm not gonna box you in. Multiple choice A, B, C, D. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, that might help. I'd probably.
No, I'm not gonna do that. Speak your mind, dude.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is off their album, A New Kind of Patriot. We're talking about Sledgehammer here.
Sledgehammer. It's a sledgehammer. It's a sledgehammer. It's a sledgehammer.
The new Creator album,
not their last. I don't know, whichever one Hordes of Chaos is. I don't know if that's their last one. I know they did everything but guitar solos and vocals live. They just one take, no metronome, just rhythm guitar, bass, and drums live all in the same room.
Excellent.
Using huge speakers as microphones.
Nice.
It's a really cool YouTube documentary thing.
Yeah, cool.
I loved it.
I got to see Creator at the Ranch Bowl about 10 years ago, right before that place closed down.
Dang.
Yeah, but
that's crazy you bring that up. I was thinking about that again today. We once did a show there. We buried our grandpa in the morning and played the Ranch Bowl that evening. And I was like, man, looking back on that was quite a day. And now there's a Walmart there. There it sits. But anyway,
Walmart. So we originally got on that subject because of people were asking you how you got that drum sound. You were talking about you were recording with Aaron from Singe.
Correct. Yes, old friend, and very old friend, dear friend. And we went in and we recorded that. It was almost, I want to say, close to the summer of 2005, and it was a really long basement. It was very hot, and there's a lot of cigarette smoke. And the ton of carpet, and I think that, like I said, I think that sound kind of came out of that very tight quarters and everything from which, where we were. And I look back as we guys were talking about live takes and all that kind of thing. I think people are starting to come, again, we're talking outside in the hall.
Yeah.
That people are starting to come back to that. I mean, that's music, loops and Pro Tools. I think they're starting to shun away from that, hopefully.
You were talking about that basement venue out on 9th. I remember Alan was talking
That's
to me
right,
about that.
yes. And Alan, to tie that in, I mean, Alan's setting this thing up tomorrow, going back to, I want to say it was his 17th birthday. I do.
Yeah,
it was the 9th Street basement. Right. Yeah, and that was one of the...
I've only heard the stories, but he's told me about some of these crazy shows at that basement venue and some antique building, and I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you go by it now, it's chained off and whatever, and it was water leaking in, as we were playing, and I don't know what else happened. It was kind of one of those nights where there was this was going on in the corner, and this was going on. I'm like, wow. We're on the stage or on the floor stage, but it was incredibly loud and cement, and probably our hearing still hasn't recovered and suffered from that show. But yeah, amazing. That was probably one of the more amazing Lincoln shows that we ever played here. So
it's funny how those the most inconvenient of elements that are going into the atmosphere can still result into you putting on one hell of a show. I don't know why it works that way, but I've experienced that too.
Yeah, I think that anything that's sort of when it comes to music and that, and we were talking about that. Last couple of times we played down in St. Louis. The old, basically anywhere down there, and Chris and Sid where they live down there. You jump over the bridge in the St. Louis. And none of those things are new down there. So you're in these old, as Chris said, they're like punk rock clubs, and you just got flyers from people plastered everywhere and on the ceilings, and bands that probably long gone and never were, but then you see some other ones like, wow, whoa, that's cool. And then, you get to go slam a sticker on there yourself. It's kind of cool to play in those places, put your mark on them. So definitely, like you said, Joe, again, a fan of music like yourself. It is. If you're just constantly showing up to a brand new place that smells new and the PA's perfect, it's just not as fun. It's just not.
Do you think you want that smell of urine?
Yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it gives
That's usually where you see all the flyers, too, right in front of the urinals. Just wall of flyers.
Oh, that and when you're loading in the back, that just, especially in this 100-degree weather, the smell of that beer and those dumpsters.
Yeah.
But man, that's your home. You're where you should be, and so.
At that point, it smells more like old ketchup and vinegar than beer, but... Yeah. Do you think psychologically that kind of like brings you back to this is why we're a gritty. This is why we play this music. Is that what's going on? Or to me, whenever we had like stupid stuff that was just going on with our show, whether it was an inconvenient like sound system or just like a crummy stage we were playing on, maybe it was just because like, okay, that's it. I don't care about this show anymore, and so therefore I played it better because I was relaxed. Or is it because
I'll tell you what I'll give you an answer to that pretty much. Actually, Chris and I were talking about this kind of recently. When it comes to live performance, other than, I suppose if you were a huge band like the Rolling Stones, you're going to demand, you can go out there and have anything you want the way you want it. Somebody's tuning into your drums. I don't know how many sound guys who knows, right? And I think the best shows is when you leave it all to the people being there and all to chance, because you can't. Most of the shows that you're going to play as a drummer, especially I can speak for myself, the monitors are usually not going to be dialed in. They're just not, because it's hard. It's usually the little kicked over wedge, and they're going to say, well, we could give you vocal. I'm like, maybe some guitar? Yeah, maybe. And I'm not speaking about all places. I'm just saying, more often than not, they're never going to be perfect. It's like Chris and I say, is it close? Yeah, it's close. Okay, go time, So I think to speak to what you're saying, I think to leave some of it to chance and just say, you know what, it's not going to be perfect, and why would you want it to be? You know what I mean? Just there you go. Take off from there, pretty much. That's the way I look at it. So
we had a friend of ours, our bass player's one of his close friends. He said a quote that always kind of stuck with me. It was like, bad practice makes for a good show. Like, like even if you don't practice and get everything up to point, when it comes down to it, it's here and now. When you're at the show, it's like that's what matters. Whether or not you're
correct.
feeling it.
I agree with that. Yeah.
The venue and the sound and all that all contributes to it. So.
Sure. Yeah. It's definitely what you bring to the stage, and obviously another cool part which you can't control. But yeah, if the people out there are into it, that's that just takes it 100 times. Takes it to another notch. So, but yeah.
We're going to play another one off your guys' record, Burn. This is America Inc. I think this is a clean song. Yeah, I listened to it earlier. America Inc.
We'll outsource our jobs. We'll leave every child behind. We'll walk on human rights. We'll always real die.
Honestly, I think we should just trust our president in every decision that he makes, and we should just support that, and be faithful in what happens.
Do you trust this president?
Yes, I do.
Let the eagle soar like she's never soared before.
Just as you were saying, once you and St. Christopher, once you guys play tomorrow at 1624, you guys are going to be going to Pawn Stock?
Yes. Yep.
There you go.
Yep, out in Pondstock, which is McCook, and it's basically in Trenton, and it's an amazing place, and I'm not sure I can even really describe it. It's outdoors, and it lasts 2 days, and it's sort of like an oasis, and it's in Nebraska, but it could be anywhere, and I think that probably anybody that's like a fan of music, it's for you. So if anyone ever wants to look into it, just find Pondstock on Facebook, and there's any range of bands, and it's just amazing. So yep, that'll be the next head out to that fest. So something we look for. We're going to close that out on Friday night. So looking forward to it. A lot of family and friends out there. So
if I remember correctly, when I was talking to your brother, he was saying last time he played Pondstock, or maybe it was the first time he played Pondstock. Sometime that he played Pondstock, he said he almost got into a fist fight with someone right before he went on stage. Do you know the story behind that?
Actually I do, because this would have been,
because we know Chris is an intense dude.
Well, yeah, I mean, I do know I was not.
I was playing them all right.
Yeah,
all right. Yeah.
I was not there. I was not there at that time. Chris had the inception where he had his solo. He was touring on some of his solo stuff, and just up there by himself, stomping on a stomp box, and that was his backbeat, just him. And Victor Gyron, the guy that puts it on, and also will be playing acoustic set up there with us, along with Tyler Smith out there that night, which you know Tyler.
Yes, I do know Mr. Smith.
And he will be joining us.
Another good musician from Lincoln.
Yeah, Chris got out there, and Vic got a hold of him and said, hey, could you stop in here? And Chris was just like, wow, this is incredible. Yeah, and just by name, if would like you to stop in. And Chris said pretty much, he's just kind of out there. And somebody was like, hey, I haven't saw you here before. And he's like, are you a cop? And yeah, Chris is like, I just headbutted him at that point. So yeah, there's a lot of history out there. Last year we actually in the set, we took our mom's ashes, who had just died less than a year previous to that, and Chris took them out on the stage. It was like that was kind of our memorial for our mom, and spread them out there right on the stage during the set. So,
and I still hear people talking about that when I talk to them, when the subject of the Mother Effing Saints or St. Christopher comes up, they bring up that story. So
really,
the people who were there watching that obviously left an impression on them.
Oh yeah,
they saw the passion, they saw the feeling in that, and
it was I can't really describe that, but it was just completely right. And Chris said we're going out there to, whichever, like I said, every year is kind of going out there and celebrating with family, and kind of everybody showing up, and you shed anything that maybe any hardships you're going through, and that's you come out there to get rid of them. It's like an exorcism of any hardships. You're out there for that entire time. You're out there to have fun and come together as a collective. So yeah, it was it was pretty amazing. Chris, he had that worked out. I'm like, yeah, man, that's gonna be perfect. So that's cool. I'm glad that it resonates. So, and my mother actually did get to see us perform out there 2 years prior to that. So she did get to actually come out to the pond, and she was amazed by it too. She actually took a piece of driftwood because there's near the pond there was driftwood, and it's actually still at her house. She took it back as a memento. I think kind of realized just how amazing of setting it is and the stuff out there. So I'm glad she got to experience it, and like I said, she'll be with us just as long, and so will others. Whether they stand at the front of the stage or they'll be there in spirit. So
there you go. Well, I did play The Path That We Take before I started Heresy. I went ahead and played that on the show.
Oh wow, great, excellent.
Let me go ahead and play one of his heavier songs, his solo songs. Now that we're inside Heresy proper, if you will. Still got to play the legal ID. It's legal stuff. But this next song I play is off his newest album, Let This Kill Me. It's going to be St. Christopher, General Delivery Blues, right after this.
From Anderson Hall on the campus of University of Nebraska-Lincoln, this is 90.3 KRNU Lincoln.
Resave. Next message. This message is for Christopher. If you're not Christopher, please hang up or disconnect. If you are Christopher, please continue to listen to this message. This is an attempt to collect an identified collector.
I'm rolling down Route 666, my gun, my Cadillac crucifix, burning gasoline and keeping America free. No, I ain't got this to lose. They took it all, now I'm on the loose.
There we are. Yeah, that's General Delivery Blues by St. Christopher off his newest record, Let This Kill Me. And do you know offhand where you can get where people can buy Mother Effin' Saints tracks, Mother Effin' Saints albums, or St. Christopher stuff?
That will be coming. I was talking to Chris about that. I think that will be later coming this summer, where you can get back to some of those. And I think possibly, I would have to ask Chris on this, but there may be some of the box sets still left. Chris and or Sid, maybe. There still might be some of those when they come up here, so you'd have to kind of check. So, but I think where Chris has been doing the thing with East Grand, where his stuff's available now, through even Spotify and all that. I believe they're talking about go ahead and reissuing it and putting it back up there. So,
there you go.
Yes.
All right. You said you also took part in the first 4 tracks of, or was it just the first 4 songs you recorded with St. Chris on his second album,
Last Chance of Freedom one. Yeah, because you were saying Path That We Take, and right, Path That We Take. I'm trying to think. Yeah, Revolution, Path We Take, Revolution, in the end, and Ride, which is probably one of our favorite songs that him and I ever actually put together. Is it really a lot of stuff went into that one. Then also Right to Die, which you spoke of too. So yeah, those were all ones that he and myself put together, and we actually architect those in the middle of 2012, and he said, these are going to be going on the next one I do. And sure enough, we recorded that early 2013, and that one is a heck of an album. I look at it as not just solo or MFS or all that, but as far as him and I playing, it definitely was an evolution where we caught it didn't need to be going, 1,000 miles an hour. It was, you could catch the same intensity and still groove on it, but it could, just be as heavy as can be. So yeah, that one's definitely a quintessential, and we'll play a lot of those songs in the next 2 nights. So
Ben, I'm wondering, are you part of any projects right now?
No, I've been asked to do other things, but I'm just not really at this time. No, I'm just not interested. As far as, I just like to do what Chris and I do, whether it be we go out and do the Saints, or we do the St. Christopher stuff. It's just that's my only interest. And as far as like Alex and I, we were talking, there's a lot of interest in that in different ones. But as far as I like rock, that's where I was meant to play. I just, that's it. Because there's so many drummers. I mean, I think listen to John Coltrane's album, and you listen to the jazz improv drummers, and that's absolutely amazing. And I respect that style, and many more. But I'm just, like I said, straightforward and keeping it rock. Those are my only interests as far as playing live for me. So
well, you don't want to be in a band. Weren't there other parts of being in a band like writing music and just developing that you
right? And we and that's from where we started, and still, Chris has been sending me, if you want to say, like, ideas and kind of storyboard a song, even on some of the solo stuff, and kind of bounce it off me. I'd rather be a part of that, because eventually I'll know I'll probably play. We'll probably play that one live. If not record it, then it'll get played live. So that's just where the only part I've really ventured into. I had one guy, interesting enough, I had a guy say, "Hey, by the way, I heard that you're a drummer." I say, "Yeah, man, I've been doing it, a little bit." And he's like, "Are you any good?" I go, you can decide that.
Don't you just love it when people got to ask you those questions like that?
Yeah.
Nolan's shaking his head no.
Yeah.
I know I hated it when people ask me how I was at keyboards. It's just like, no, I'm not going to toot my horn, but, it's subjective. So
right. And then he's like, "Well, I'm doing like a church choir album." And I'm like, thank you for the offer, but I don't think I'm going to fit in doing a church. It sounds challenging, but I probably couldn't find my place there. I'm not going to be able to use a lot of double bass.
I think like
You guys, I know, probably not. So
with you and the Saints, like you guys are brothers, right? Like,
yeah.
I think that's where it came back to, like with Relic, like our bass player lives all the way in Wichita. Like
Mhm.
we were talking about that earlier, like especially in like smaller cities like this, like you got to find the right group of people to play with. You know what I mean? Like you got to find
definitely.
you got to find someone who you
It's
can
gotta
connect
gel.
with and- yeah.
With people that you're not. Don't settle with people. Don't just settle. Find the right people.
Yeah,
Else
you
it's gonna
can't be
crumble.
settling with something you're not really feeling or that into.
Well, that shows you, like I said, that shows that you have a passion for it right
Yeah,
there.
that's
'Cause,
all-
you could tell, this is very interesting. I thought about this earlier, and I won't, talk over you in that sense, but when Chris told me, he's like, you got to check out Sid's, bass playing. He goes, not just because she's my girlfriend, you got to check this out. And she showed up, I think it was whenever that was, when we started hammering some songs out for a live set show that we did. And she had this cool Yamaha cabinet, and she plugs it in, and she just kind of does whatever to check it. I'm like, okay, she can do this. I mean, you know what I mean? It's the unspoken.
When you hear it, you just know.
Yeah, exactly. And
that's what
another,
I'm gonna
I'll tell you
work
another thing that is kind of is when you speak to other people and like, well, what's your background in music? And they're like, oh, well, that Motorhead or. They have a history, and other people are just like, I like the, early 2000s. What I'm like, well, yeah, I don't, it's hard, it's hard to have a point of reference, on that kind of stuff. So
influences kind of only get you so far. It's all talk. When it comes down, it's
sure.
You got to hear them playing and just know.
You have to make a great point.
Yeah,
great point.
You gotta know. You gotta know. You just know, and that's who you want to work with. You know what I mean?
Sure. No, excellent. That's a really excellent point. So,
I think we got ourselves a musical bromance going on in the Heresy house right now between the Relic men and Ben Webster here. No. It's good to have musicians talking to each other on the air like that. And
well, yeah, and I wanted to say something also, Joe. Like you and I were talking, a little bit off or whatever. I was going to say your show it champions the live music, because I remember Heresy. I think it played on like a Sunday night when I was, they were talking about 1990, 91. I remember this, and they used to play the old, they'd have Slayer playing and stuff. It was unedited at the time. They wouldn't even. It was so late. I don't even think they edited it. But
there's kind of a grace period that starts late at night where you can actually start to.
Oh, is it? Okay. Yeah. And so, but I wanted to say is that when I first started tuning into yours, the emphasis on live, like I was saying, you championed it, and it was sort of like. Plus, you were out there doing it, and that's awesome. I think it speaks to sort of the climate right now to music, at least starting, have an organic feel to it again, So
well, I definitely wanted to make the show more focused on live or the local. And when I say local, I have to say this every now and then. I'm talking about it's not just Lincoln. It's really regional, because I'll do Omaha, I'll do as far west as Kearney, I'll do even Des Moines bands and Northern Kansas bands. So really it's regional. I'm just too lazy to throw out that third syllable, so I just say local.
To me, I don't think it matters. This is my 2 cents, but as long as it's quote unquote signed, that whole whatever. As long as you're putting people out that otherwise aren't going to be heard. That's right. That's why we're all. That's why we're all here, man. It's
and promoting good shows too.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. I was in a local band at the time I took the show over, and it's funny because I didn't want to take over the show when I got the email for it. It was just the previous guy who had run the show said he was going to interview my band on Heresy in the fall. Well, he didn't retain that position. Whatever happened, he didn't retain the Heresy position in the fall, and so I kept asking Alloway about it. Alloway's the general manager. Mm-hmm. And he must have taken somewhere in the communication that it turned into Joe wants to take over Heresy. So I got this email and say, hey, Joe, I hear you want to take over Heresy. And I was literally in the middle of typing, no, I don't really want to. Wait a minute now. I knew if I took over the show, I knew my band was going to get played because I'm going to be playing it. But why not invite friends? Being in this Lincoln scene, it really is a stinky scene to try and play in.
Lincoln.
They don't emphasize local music the way Omaha does.
True.
And yeah, they just don't see it as an asset. And plus, if you are given attention by the local newspaper, not going to say names here, if you're metal, you're kind of left out in the cold. It's like, oh, metal's the bastard left out. And I knew what it felt like to be a part of that. So I knew I wanted to, hey, it may only be a college station, but I want to help this. And yes, that includes giving show shout outs. So if people are too lazy, which they still are, to, get away from Netflix, Nate from Rift put it beautifully. We know we're competing with Netflix, we're competing with the internet, because it's so easy to just sit there at home and do that stuff instead of go out and seeing the show. So even if people don't want to get out of their homes and check out new bands, at least they can tune in and hear them, and perhaps that will inspire them to get out to shows.
You cannot chug race Nolan Weber at home. You have to go out and do that.
Well, I'm glad you set the bar that high then, dude.
Yeah.
All right.
Have you guys seen him chug before?
No.
He will slam a beer like in split second, like
millisecond.
1.5 seconds. Another reason to come to the shows.
All right, yeah.
If you can out chug race me at the front of the door, I'll pay for everybody in your circle's tickets.
Okay.
Everyone gets in for free.
Since I'm a lightweight and I don't really, when
you
I
don't
do
need
drink,
to drink a lot. You just need to drink fast. You just
right.
need to drink one beer fast.
Well, it helps to be a regular. It helps to drink regularly to have that though. It's like the athlete who, sure you don't have to like run that great distance, but it kind of helps to get out on the track every once in a while to do it.
At least 2 to 3 times a week.
2 to 3 times a week. I have responsibilities to uphold here.
You're a radio show host. You need to be at top of your game.
When I listened to Heresy, it was when Duff and Kiss Army Sam ran the show. Apparently, those guys did the show. They told me later on. Apparently, they were always drunk when they did the show. That must work for them. I don't know. Maybe I'll give it a try sometime. Rick didn't hear that, by the way.
Dustin Duff?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I didn't know he ran this. This is tight.
Yeah. He used to be one of the hosts here. Yeah, he's good. It's too bad we don't have cameras in here. But yeah, just to get back, just to get back to what you were saying. Then yeah, I do want to make emphasis on regional, because band there are plenty of people who can run a metal show and play a bunch of bands that already have enough exposure. Then there's the ones that could use some help, and that's why I wanted to focus.
Like, who isn't gonna go see Amon Amarth or Black Sabbath soon or whatever? Who's not gonna be at the Ghost show? Come out to a local show and get drunk.
Amon Amarth showed up to the Bourbon, I think last year with Sabaton, and
people I'd never seen in my life from
like,
here in town.
Yeah, I was like, where'd all these metalheads come from? And it was like to capacity, and I never seen the Bourbon that packed before. Like,
you'll see like goth girls that are models, and you're like, where are you from? They're like, oh, just here in Lincoln. I was like, no, you're not. I would have seen you at a death metal show. Where are you at?
Yeah, where were you hibernating? Yeah, I think that same thing. Netflix, there you go.
They were putting makeup on for so long they missed the goddamn show.
So I got a question. Where can I find me these model-looking goth girls?
Hey, girl, you like tacos?
Okay,
hey,
Cupid.
Do you like that band Cathedral? I got a cathedral in my pants, honey.
Oh my gosh.
Like me, them KC girls who like tacos.
KC girls?
KC.
Like Kansas City?
Yeah.
Why are you hitting on Kansas City girls in a Lincoln station?
There's more chicks out there.
More chicks in Kansas City, by the way.
So unless Amon Amarth comes to town,
I will promote some shows like when, if there's Black Dahlia Murder when they came through, I help promote that. But I mean, typically they have local bands on those bills too, so that's another reason.
There were no locals on that bill.
Maybe not that one. But
they don't put local bands on any of the big shows here. They do not do that. 1% Productions does not put local bands on any shows.
Well, they'll put what's that band called? We played with them.
Superior?
No.
Maybe in Omaha, but I haven't seen that in Lincoln.
They're hooked up with 1%.
Oh,
and they are.
Oh, is it Metropolitan, the pay-to-play company?
No, not them. No,
if you want to open for Deicide, you better cough up $500. Glenn Benton having an iPad on front so he can remember the lyrics to their first album.
No, I'm thinking of an actual band that they are local, but they're hooked up with 1%. So yeah. I'm just being technically they can put they do put local bands. I'm just Why am I not remembering? Oh, the Matador. Yeah.
I've never. I don't think. I've heard of the Matador.
Yeah.
We were in Kansas City that weekend.
Okay, yeah.
It was the Matador and Dead Echoes.
And those were the Saints too.
Were the Saints part of that show?
When?
That was Valentine's Day.
Really?
Was it?
I
Yeah,
don't
it was actually.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's the last time Saints played in town was I don't know the address.
1624.
17th and no.
Yeah.
The Saints played there.
Did we? I
don't remember the Matador being part of that.
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe.
That was Opposing the Apparition and
okay, yeah.
Who else was part of that? No, but Matador wasn't part of that. Okay. No. But no, the Matador, yeah, they're Omaha / Council Bluffs, but still, I mean, they will get those big spots because it's being hooked up with the company. It's knowing the right people. Sadly, that's the way it works. But yeah, we're gonna play another one. This is Consumer. Once again, this is off of Burn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice choice. I've been really cool. Hey, nice.
Yeah, I edited it just this afternoon, so yeah, because I knew that this one's just yet another molten Mother effing Saint song that people need to hear.
You romped my cord again over there.
Well, it happens, dude.
Oh man.
They have us in close quarters. That's the other thing. I said it to you off the air earlier. We used to be in that big studio, and you would think that would be the thing because it has that big regal KRNU in letters on the front. You would think we'd be in there. No.
This is Tom and Joe.
Yeah, this one says Tom and Joe in the mornings. That's not me. That's just another Joe. So.
Yeah, this is great in here. Like I said, I think it was 16 years ago, maybe, or something. We actually went to where it was. I spoke of that before, and it was it's probably about half the size of this one. Oh, it was small.
Here?
No, it was at a different building.
Oh,
yeah,
it's been over at Avery Hall.
That's where it was. Yep.
Yeah. So this building across the tree, is that related or because they got a?
Well, that one is. That would be an Arby's over there. Here, let's pull down the blinds.
No, not the Arby's.
See what we're looking at.
106. What is that? 106 something Kirk.
Oh, that. Okay. Don't say them on the air.
Captain Kirk from Star Trek.
No, that's another local station. If you just want to hear
they play
pop music.
No, they play some hard rock on there.
Well, yeah. No. There's another one I like to shoot on every now and then because they despite what their flaming name implies, they really aren't that hot. You'll just get a whole bunch of cut off your sleeve shirt. Hey, I'm your life. That's a tank top. What you're wearing?
Sorry, I usually have a cut off shirt.
But they'll be playing a bunch of that music with the complimentary, the best of you. So we won't say them on there. No, that's actually the museum over there.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh.
We should go over there. Let's go over there after this. Is there anything we can learn about Lincoln's history?
Well, it's not so much Lincoln's history. That's just Children's Museum over there.
What can we learn about children?
How much do you want to learn?
I'm a man of children. I'm a man of his inner child.
I don't know. Check their hours, dude.
I'm gonna touch my inner child.
It might be past their bedtime.
Alex went to prison for getting in touch with his inner child.
Oh god.
Wow. You're funny. I kill you last. Well,
right, sorry about that.
Ben, I think that's really all the Mother effing Saint stuff and St. Christopher stuff that I could play on the air that is
after being heavily edited. It's that was
But no, man, it was great to have you in here finally, and I really look forward to tomorrow night's show. Again, anybody who's listening to this show who has not seen Mother effing Saints or St. Christopher, you have no idea what you were missing out on. Again, I'm getting that cowabunga signal from Alex here. No, he knows what I'm talking.
This ain't cowabungas.
And Chris is an intense dude, but he needs an equally intense brother to match him, especially on drums. So, you guys, I invite you to come check it out because it is going to be quite the spectacle.
If Alan Craighead is putting it together, you know it's going to be a good show regardless.
Yeah, Alan. Once again, we want to show him some love because he's been putting together a lot of good stuff and he's been doing a lot of promoting. He does good work. So
next time I see him, I might give him a quick spanking. Tell him good job.
He might be listening to this show right now.
He probably
Originally, he was originally.
He just messaged me a while ago. He said he can't. Anything's working right now or something.
Yeah.
I was telling him like, dude,
good. We're gonna get away with everything we say about it.
And why not? But.
And so you guys will be joined by.
Love you, Alan.
By the. Where am I? I'm lost again. Havesies on a bastard. That bastard Bomberger. Bastard. It's a common theme here, and. We just said
the in-betweens.
The in-betweens.
Yes.
Yeah, so we definitely look forward to that. As well as in Saturday night, we have that lineup.
Yeah.
Van Lade, Blood Cow, Supermoon, Relic, Westside Proletariat.
Birthday weekend.
Birthday weekend.
Birthday double set weekend.
Well, fellas, it's been a pleasure having all you guys in here, and man, I wish we had more to cover or more to go over, but
we're doing the zombie walk. We're playing the zombie walk this year.
That's right.
I forgot to mention that, August 27th at the Vega.
Old Riff.
With Riff, yep. Riff, they put together that one, so.
Hit us up, and I was like, maybe, dude. And then I was like,
maybe.
I'm in a lot of bands. I gotta check the kids.
I remember they used to just like play Michael Jackson music at the zombie walk,
definitely
well, good. No, we did the zombie walk, but as far as music went, it was just like restricted to Michael Jackson. Now if they're having metal bands there,
well, we've got a special cover ready for that one.
is it a surprise?
Should it be? We played it before.
No, we played at Devil's Night.
Candle Mass.
Okay.
Bewitched.
Yeah.
You are bewitched.
Well, this is where I bid farewell to my listeners, all 10 of you. That's a joke. I like
My dad
all 7.
all 7 of them. Yeah, I like to joke since this is a college station. Nobody listens to it, but
probably still listening.
but Heresy.
Buy him a beer this Saturday.
Yeah, buy him a beer for my birthday.
We got a whole bunch of red hot shows coming up, folks, and if you listened in, you got a little taste of what you were in for. Heresy is on every Wednesday nights at 6, and if you're in a local band, somebody in a local metal band, get in touch with me on the Heresy Facebook page, Heresy on KRNU, and I want to thank once again Ben Webster. We'll be seeing everybody tomorrow night at the St. Christopher show, and also Saturday.
Thank you, gentlemen.
And we'll be seeing you Saturday night at that same venue with Blood Cow, Van Lade, Supermoon, Relic, Westside Proletariat.
Yeah! Woo! Happy birthday, Tim!
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Tim!
Happy birthday, Tim!
All right, have a good night, everyone.